This is a course on Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 with Śankarāchārya's commentary or Bhāshya. Why Chapter 2? Because the teachings of all the 18 chapters are encapsulated in this chapter. Why Śankarāchārya? Because among the innumerable commentators on Gita, he stands out as the strongest proponent of the Advaita or non-dual view. Swami Chidananda Puri of Advaitashramam, Kolathur, Kerala, India, has provided an explanation in Malayalam of the Śankarabhāshya. I have translated this book into English. Hasn't Śankarabhāshya been translated into English before? Yes, it has. But an ordinary reader would find it difficult to understand the depth of the Bhāshya from a translation alone. It needs an explanation, and Swamiji has provided that. This audio course is a direct adaptation of the English book. Swami Chidananda Puri has himself recorded the Sanskrit Bhāshya in his own voice. The ślokās or verses have been recited by two teachers of the school run by the Advaitashramam, Lata and the Sanskrit teacher Ashwati. My recordings of the English translation was done at the ashramam. The audio editing has been done by my son Sonit. I have also translated Chapter 1 of Swamiji's explanation into a separate book. That has an introduction to Bhagavad Gita and to Śankarāchārya. A guide to transliteration and pronunciation, as well as a glossary of important concepts, are available in both the volumes. The titles are Bhagavad Gita, Shankara's Commentary Explained, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. The e-books of both the printed versions are available for download on Amazon. The links are mentioned in the description of this YouTube video. My name is Vijay Chandran. I worked as a civil servant. After retiring from the Indian Administrative Service as Principal Secretary to Government of Kerala, I did some consultancy with the World Bank and lived in the UK and Europe for over a decade with my wife Geeta. Between my travels and stay at the Advaitashramam, I continued to work with Swamiji on the translation of the remaining chapters of Bhagavad Gita as well as of his book Sanatana Dharma Parichayam. Mistakes might have crept into this work. Please point them out and send suggestions to vijaychandran@rocketmail.com. For those who are not familiar with the original book, here is a brief introduction. Bhagavad Gita, or the Song of the Lord, is usually described as a scripture of Hindus, but it is a philosophy of life relevant for all people and all times. A perennial philosophy is what many scholars in the West called it, including Sir Edwin Arnold, who translated the whole book as an English poem in the early 20th century. The context is the ancient war fought at Kurukshetra, where Arjuna, the mighty warrior, is confused seeing his close relatives on the other side and refuses to fight in a state of despondency. Lord Krishna, his charioteer, chastises him. Beginning to awaken from his stupor, Arjuna asks Krishna to tell him what is good. Thus begins the teachings of Lord Krishna that encompasses the material and the spiritual world and contains practical advice on how to overcome crises. The teaching is not only to Arjuna, but to all of us living today. As a matter of fact, quite a few writers have drawn lessons of management from this holy book.